I knew you were a killer.
Hello there. This is where the fun begins.
Boba Fett may have defeated Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett on Disney+, but new evidence from Star Wars themselves just hinted at his return. The blue-skinned Duras bounty hunter from the Clone Wars animated series first made his live-action debut in Chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett. However, his role was short-lived as Boba had bested Bane in the finale in a Western-styled standoff by the conclusion of the next episode. And so whether Bane survived was left up to fan debate and speculation. That is until maybe now. According to the Star Wars Timelines book, officially from Lucasfilm and Star Wars themselves, included in an excerpt about Boba Fett and Cad Bane's seemingly not-so-deadly duel. In the book, Star Wars referred to the Pike Syndicate's hired gun as being out of action, as opposed to being dead. Maybe this is a more friendly way to put maybe just dead? But then again, it's Star Wars, so death and suffering and all that type of stuff isn't something that's new, or even lightly dealt with, then again, in the franchise. Now, the full excerpt from the book reads that beneath the blistering twin suns of Tatooine, Bane returns to fight Boba one-on-one. Fett's armor protects him from Bane's shots, but the Duros seems to have the advantage. Resolved to protect his territory, Boba uses the weapon of the Tusken tribe, his gaffi stick, and stabs Bane through the chest, putting the Pike's hired gun out of action. That is what the book reads. However, many Star Wars fans believe that Bane would survive since a small red light on his chest began to blink after Boba had delivered the winning blow. So maybe this could be his Todo 360 droid that we do see in the animated shows, The Bad Batch and The Clone Wars, and maybe it could be this droid bringing his ship to him, the Justifier, to get him out of there or something like that. And let's be clear, this isn't something that's new. This has been a long-standing theory out there ever since we saw this episode over a year ago. I do definitely have to stand by that if Star Wars / Lucasfilm was keeping and planning on keeping this character of Cad Bane dead in the Book of Boba Fett, and that would be the end of this character, they would have just simply said that Boba Fett had killed him, rather than using the term put out of action. And so into the regards of that small red light on his chest that began to blink after Boba had delivered that winning blow, this led to those same viewers and many Star Wars fans to believe that life-saving tech had been triggered, or that help had been on the way from his Todo 360 droid. Cad Bane being labeled as out of action points towards an uncertain future for the villain. But at least the wording in the Star Wars Timelines book suggests that he still has one. The question now is when and where will Cad Bane return, and how will they do it? I think that they're going to go back in time and show this red light blinking and go more into detail on that, and then from there show either that life-saving technology, or maybe that his Todo 360 droid is on the way to rescue him. The return of Cad Bane is something very hopeful that we could see in the Book of Boba Fett Season 2, but recently regarded here on the channel of how Tamora Morrison had been discussing that he doesn't seem to have quite a future with Boba Fett in the future of the Mandoverse, discussing how he was upset that he never had a call from Lucasfilm to be Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 3, and he had also kind of expressed and explained himself being upset of how they handled his own show, having The Mandalorian come in, stealing 2 of his episodes, and everything like that, saying that he would love to get back to the quote-unquote badass Boba Fett. So if there isn't going to be a Book of Boba Fett Season 2 anytime soon, especially with Star Wars Celebration not saying anything or confirming anything for that, I think the next likely area we could see Cad Bane pop up and come back would maybe be for the Ahsoka show. Just maybe. It does already seem that the Ahsoka show does already have its own thing going with Thrawn, another blue-skinned, red-eyed villain, to serve as the Mandoverse's primary antagonist, kind of like the Thanos of the MCU in a way. Perhaps the Grand Admiral may have a reason to work with Bane in the Ahsoka show, or also maybe even in Skeleton Crew, or The Mandalorian Season 4, as that's going to begin pre-production later this year. However, what if Thrawn is desperate for recruiting and has to maybe hire a bunch of bounty hunters, one of those being Cad Bane? I think that is one area that we could also see him in the Ahsoka show with Thrawn and everything like that, but also Skeleton Crew feels very likely as well. Skeleton Crew is going to be coming out either later this year, very late in the year, or very early next year. It's simply up in the air. And it's going to be dealing with, well, it's kind of in the name, skeleton crew, references to pirates, space pirates, and it's going to be dealing with the likes of that, with Jude Law potentially playing a Jedi-like character as he's helping these children that are lost in a galaxy. So Skeleton Crew is going to be dealing with pirates and bounty hunters and everything like that. It gives all the more reason to have Cad Bane show up and appear in there. And as I had also mentioned, The Mandalorian Season 4 is going into pre-production and early development right now, and is going to go into its pre-production and everything like that by the end of the year in October. So from there, we can begin to get set leaks and everything like that that could confirm the reappearance of Cad Bane. And one likely also last possible option is that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni saved the resurrected bounty hunter for a big screen comeback in the Mandalorian crossover movie, especially if this film is intended to be a Star Wars style endgame type of movie. So with so many different projects coming down the pipeline, Lucasfilm has a bounty of different options for how to handle Cad Bane's future, especially if they're leaving it more open-ended with this new book here. Let's quickly discuss the elephant in the room though, however. It seems that Star Wars has a reoccurrence of not being able to kill off anybody in their recent projects for Disney Plus, and also with their movies. It is Star Wars, and it doesn't feel like anybody's ever able to stay dead, necessarily, so does that contribute to the factor of maybe Cad Bane returning? Is that he just simply won't be able to stay dead, or do you guys prefer him to stay dead and for them to kind of stay true to his word? Now, in my own thoughts and opinions, I don't necessarily feel that they gave him his proper send-off, nor did they give him his proper, I think, introduction into the live-action universe of Star Wars. He came and he went. He was there for 2 episodes and that was it. I think that there's so much more to Cad Bane, especially if you've seen him in the animated shows. Star Wars The Clone Wars especially is very interesting, and also seeing him in The Bad Batch. So what do you think about that? And let me know in the comments section down below. Do you would rather have Cad Bane stay dead and actually stay true to that word, or do you think he's going to be like any other Star Wars character and still make a comeback? In my own thoughts and opinions, it feels wrong to a point to not bring him back. Like, it feels like they're cheating us in a way. You're going to bring back any and every other Star Wars character, but you won't bring back the badass Cad Bane? Okay. I definitely do hope that they do bring this character back. For now, at least, it does seem that fans have official evidence pointing towards his survival and potential comeback, and that Lucasfilm does want to do something with this character in the future. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Of course, I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Do you want Cad Bane to stay dead, or do you think he will come back? I would love to hear what you guys all think in the comment section down below. And of course, until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.